Okay, here we start with the trail. Bottelary Hills Green Route incoming. Rocky starts. I got some amazing footage a few days ago from this, but I put it in 4K mode, and I'm not a pro editor. I don't have an editing program that can either transcode or process, so I've got all that footage lying around. Not the skills to do it yet. Getting there, learning every day. What a toy though, what a toy. Handlebar mount. I think I'll do the climbs with the handlebar mount on. Let me rephrase. I'll do the climbs with the camera mounted. Oh my word! With the camera mounted on the handlebar mount, and then downhill I will do with a chest strap. See how that works. Obviously again the Pro Panther. I should start a YouTube channel in which I only wear pink and I do vigorous exercises like this, and I'll call myself the Pink Panther. Oh my word. Apparently I become chatty when I'm on a bike in the mountain. I think this is the idea why I started this, because I'm in general, I get chatty at times. You can ask my girlfriend, Kimmy, sometimes I just ramble, but more often than not I'm not much of a speaker. I like being silent, and when I get into these mountains there's just something in me that wants to chat, so I'm chatting to you guys, whoever's listening, and if you're listening, thank you, it's much appreciated. Should maybe have a quick stop. Yeah, you know what? When I find a stop, I'm gonna have a bathroom break, and I'll quickly check the footage of this rotal here to see if it's really disruptive or actually manageable, and then I might go over to the chest strap. But it's too open here. That's the I just think with the mini mic, the panting will be even more pronounced. So I'm not sure if that's going to be a good thing. Who wants to hear panting? Unless you are intimate with a person, then that's kind of a job hazard. And by job hazard, I mean delicious, but still. Oh no, Chandra's making a sex face. Okay, we'll do the pit stop soon. There will be a corner up ahead, right turn it up front, and then we'll quickly stop into the vineyard to go give the grapes some flavor. Once again, full disclosure, I did not pee on the grapes, just on the soil in between. Don't know if you can hear that. That's beautiful. It's like a local community, farmers community. I think they're laborers. They have their church services and there's live music from the cottage, from their houses, with their little community get together, and then they do praise and worship, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I've always said to worship, extroverts go to church and introverts go to nature. And what a great merging of the two, hey? Me, quite introverted, coming to nature to come and worship, and then hearing actual worship. That's beautiful. Love it. Oh yes, I said I was going to change the camera settings. Sorry. Okay, let me do that. Stop recording. Okay. The footage looked really good, I have to admit, from the handlebar. Tick, tick, tick. But very curious to try the chest strap anyway before I start the descent. So I'm going to be anyway testing the chest strap. I have a feeling the footage might be nice from the chest strap if it gets the handlebars and the arms in a little bit. Unless I need to put it on the wide view for that to read. I also think slight jumps will be better. Jump. Whoop. Another jump. Whoop. Nice. Definitely feel more confident with the DJI strapped to my chest, especially when the terrain is like the last bit, so I don't feel like I have to keep looking down on the handlebars to see if the camera is still there, or whether it's maybe tilted its head. So maybe chest is the way to go. That was a delicious bit, just taking tire pressure. So I don't have any sludge in at the moment, so I'm riding on grace. If I get a puncture now, I'm walking back. Which will still be a beautiful walk. But touch wood. So this road is quite serrated. You'll hear me with the most beautiful vibrato very soon. Alrighty then. Guess the movie. Standing up now. Oh, beautiful day, beautiful day. There's a dog coming up ahead. Wonder. Hello. I wonder how the panting is comparing to the handlebar mount. The Pink Panther coming to you live. Guy jamming it out in the Bottelary Hills. Okay, Kopzicht killer coming. I maybe want to quickly recheck some footage. No, I'll do it at the top. Kopzicht killer. Oh. Still, in all my years of biking, I have not learnt another noise for going over obstacles than lap 1, lap 2, 10 kilometers. "45 minutes. Ascent 134 meters. What makes this climb even worse is the loose sand. But it's okay. It's okay. I remember doing this climb the first time ever fairly recently, like 7 years ago, maybe 8. Could be 9. And I remember stopping and then walking and stopping and walking several times. Probably took me half an hour just to get up this Kopzicht killer. And then a good friend of mine taught me the trick. 2 things. He said, when you feel like your legs don't want to do it anymore, stop, get off, rest, stand still, do not walk. And when you feel you've got your legs back, get back on and cycle until you can't anymore. Then you stop, get off, rest, do not walk. And in retrospect, I think that was part of the best advice I've ever gotten for ascending hills, unless you are on a Jeep track and you cannot cycle without seriously harming yourself. Then strap it onto your back and walk a little. But yeah, that was the best way to build legs, eh? It's just to do it. It's a whole different set of muscles working than with walking up the hill. Or, I mean, I'm not a scientist, but also maybe not a set of muscles, but more like your energy systems kicking in a different energy system than walking, and you want to build the stamina to get there. The only way to build the stamina for a specific activity is to do that specific activity. Yes, of course, strength training is pivotal in keeping the muscle strong enough for it, but the stamina comes from doing it. The second piece of advice he gave me was that another person had given him not that long before he passed it on to me, and that was that if you feel the climb is really taking its toll on you, but you still have some legs left, loosen your grip on the handlebars and put the slightest smile on your face and just keep going. Such a beautiful metaphor for life, you know? Pain being inevitable, but suffering is optional. And if we hold on to that bar for dear life, you're just using unnecessary energy that can be used elsewhere. Oh, yes, thank you. First turn, Kopzicht, killer. It's about in 3 segments, this climb. Now there's a bit of a rest. We'll speak about hills a little bit later. Slight bit of a rest, catch your breath, and then another bit of a climb, and then beautiful picnic area. Up ahead you'll see it, little shrub, bush, whatever you call it. Beautiful viewpoint. I think the local farmers actually go there to braai, to have a barbecue. Imagine in their backyard. So just when you think the Kobzach killer was over, now we are onto the killer segment of this climb. First bit is actually fine. At last, say 100 or 200 meters is a bit of a negotiation. I'm not sure if the inclination is at all visible. I hope the camera stabilization is good enough for my boob shake. I suppose if it can handle the handlebars, then it can do my boobs. Oh, steep, 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 steep. Stop recording. Stop recording. Please tell me. Stop recording. I'm quite phlegmy, so apologies for spitting now and again. I will guard from doing it into the camera. Although DJI spit proof. Sure, it's not good. Do not want to keep that stuff in my body. It is the mucus that binds us. What's the movie? Okay, picnic spot coming up. Quick detour. Beautiful. Beautiful. Some picnic tables. I want to show you the view. Look at that. Cloudy Table Mountain. Cloudy Table Mountain in the distance. They call it the table being set for an Asian feast. Wow, what a day. early morning bicycle rides, you can actually see some hot air balloons taking flight from you. Sorry, olive trees. You can see hot air balloons in the distance to the left from me. Quite a sight. Not nearly as spectacular as the sights of them in Turkey, I believe. Turkey, right? But still, such a rare occurrence in Cape Town that when we see them, we're like, whoa. Just loosen your grip and put a ever so slight smile on your face. Loosen your grip. Yes, I cut those 2 fingers for fingerprint recognition on the phone. My old phone had the index finger recognition, my new one's got the thumb. So 4 phones later, and I won't have a single covered finger on my right hand. It's going to be all summer gloves. Summer glovin', having a blast. Index finger. Look at that. I don't know if you can see the horizon. There's a Cape Cobra living around here somewhere. I've seen him a few times before, or her, sorry. One day I'll catch one. Jump. Whoa. Jump. Whoa. I mean, is it even a jump if you don't announce it before the time? These Red Bull racers who don't even announce before they take a jump. So amateur. I'm joking. Wow. It's like the saying in the mountain bike community, not that I'm part of it, but I have crossed paths with him. Like when they say, if it's not on Strava, it didn't happen, you know. So if you don't announce the jump, then it didn't happen. Stellenbosch Mountains, Helderberg. We might see glimpses of Gordon's Bay in the distance. I might be the only person who still rides this part of the route. This used to be a beautifully cut section. I think I've missed the newest whoa. I do see tracks here. I do see tracks, but is it my old tracks? Some bike. Yeah, there's something here. Yeah, I think I missed the modifications to the trails. I haven't been a member here for a long time. I only got the membership recently as a gift. Thank you, Annie. So the thing with climbs, mountains, loosening your grip and smiling, is that we often see the mountain as a massive hole, W-H-O-L-E. There's a massive hole ahead of us. We see it as one big threatening thing looming over our heads and thinking it's all going to be climbed in one go. No stopping, no resting. Just go, suffer, 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 go, go, go. Sisyphus. Sisyphus, that shit. And what I tell people is that what you don't account for from the bottom is all the little smaller hills that one big mountain is made up of. As we've experienced on the Kopse earlier, it's a big climb, and then it's a bit of a rest spot in another climb, in a bit of a picnic spot. Like here, a little flatter, rocky terrain, rough. But we stop and we look back. And every one of these clearings is a chance for us to look back, to see how far we've come. Which in turn motivates us quite well to keep going, to keep making ground. Progress. Stop and have a water break. Water, water. Is that inappropriate? Kimmy will. I think she's gonna kill me. Water, water. It is what it is. It is water. Just in Russian or Arabic accent. Water, water. I would like to have some water, please. Is that Borat? Kazakh. And then. So yeah. Stay on the bike. Loosen your grip. Smile on your face. Look forward. Look only back to gauge your progress. Don't look back to recall the suffering. And what a beautiful metaphor for life. When it's tough, we look back and we see how far we've come. No matter the circumstances, if we keep pushing forward, we'll find that clearing, we'll find that bit of rest. And then, as far as Sisyphus, the myth of Sisyphus is concerned, if you're not aware of it, it's a myth of this one mortal who kept deceiving the gods. Long story short, he eventually was caught and condemned to pushing this great big boulder up a hill every day, and every night it rolls back down, and then he has to start again every morning. And Albert Camus, who was an existentialist philosopher, he is the guy who drew the comparison to life and the struggle of life, especially during rough times as the Second World War. And he said one must, as a final act of defiance to the gods, one must imagine Sisyphus happy as he is pushing this big boulder up this giant hill, just to show the gods, you have not defeated me. I love that. Love that. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. God knows I've had my own struggles in life. As everyone has. Sometimes it feels like there's just too much suffering, and then feel even more guilty when you see other people who are seemingly, I'm using that phrase very loosely, but seemingly less fortunate than you are, but who still keep going strong without complaint, just loosening their grip and putting a smile on their face and keep going. Damn, what a guilt trip. And me being fully able, basically zero excuse. Feeling like absolute shit so much of the time. Having thought about ending it so often. Never will, but certainly I've thought about it so often. And what's my excuse? I have none. I have so much to be grateful for. Oh my word, so much. Okay, so 2 more ridiculously tough climbs ahead, very short and very intense, very loose gravel, rocky. I'm going to go into granny gear, but then we're at the pinnacle. Oh. Loosen your grip, smile, you bastard. Don't fall. Stay on. Stay on. Stay on. Oh shit, no, I'm not gonna. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Yeah, and once you get off here, it's tough to get back on. Oh. Come on, come on, come on. Nope. Damn it. Okay. Loosen your grip. Smile on your face. I don't think that's what I meant. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Man. Okay. And as we've spoken about before, a little bit of a clearing, slight rest, get your breath back. Let's go. Next one is even more intense, but I'm gonna go for one shot. Imagine this segment as a surprise the first time I did. Cops a killer and couldn't. Imagine what this little bitch of a hill awakened in me. Okay, forward. Here we go. Choose your line. Pink Panther. Yep, boy. Fast as fluff, boy. Got it. Whoa. Yes. And now we see the view. I think this camera is singing a Coldplay song at the moment. I can feel your heart beating. Wow. Okay, rest. Let's go. Beautiful bit of down now. And then another spot of climbing. And then my favorite piece, through a forest. Well, at least a forest in creation. Still very fresh. Oh. Heaven knows I'm no Red Bull athlete, how I wish I was. But doing some of these segments make me feel like one, eh? Yeah. Whoa! Oh, magic! I can see those switchbacks at the bottom left of the screen. Maybe the angle is not right for it. That's for another day. Bit pressed for time. Actually, I'm seeing there's a little get-together family thing at 12 p.m. It now is 10:26. So, where I'm seeing my oldest nephew for the first time in, I think, maybe 10 years. Him and his family live in New Zealand. I'm excited to see him. We grew up together. I'm the youngest of 7 kids. In Afrikaans we call it a lot lammetjie. Translates in English to late lamb, when there's a massive gap between the youngest and the nearest sibling. Sorry. So my mother and his mom, my sister, were pregnant at the same time. Yeah, pregnant at the same time. I think it overlapped 3 months. So I became an uncle. I was forced, with the authority of being an uncle, rather, at the age of 6 months. I had to grow up so fast. The irony is, I'm the oldest child in the family, oldest young boy. Oldest young boy. Biggest child at heart. Whether that's a compliment or not, it remains to be seen. This section of the trail is fairly new, I think about 3 or 4 years old. It used to run through a pine forest, this part. Bit of a climb, and then you go through a beautiful flowy pine forest, which they had boarded off due to the farmer, I think, importing wild animals into his grounds. I think I've seen some giant buck. I'm not familiar with the differences between all of them. It's either eland or kudu. And they cut down all the pine trees due to fungi infections or some disease. But even though I was appalled by my favorite section being boarded off, as you can see up ahead here, the fencing that they put up, I was appalled. But the guys who designed these routes had a long-term plan, which obviously we couldn't have known before unless you knew one of them. And they put up a new route which was seemingly boring at first, until I rode it for the first time again in a while end of last year, and I got my permit for this year, 2025 permit, and they had this beautiful little new segment in the very new developing pine forest, which is nearly as magical as the one I loved so dearly before. So thank you to all the builders and the hard work of the Bottelary Hills mountain biking creators and workers. You guys have done magic. Happy to be back, and really happy to be sharing this with you, whether your audio is on or not, because I know I'm chatty as shit. Yeah, so my younger sister, remember I said youngest of 7, so it was a brother, 3 sisters, 2 brothers, and then me. So my youngest sister, her and I get along amazingly. She told me one day she's following this one guy on YouTube, can't remember his name, but he's also just a laid back guy in his car, taking video, driving. I think it's a Irish guy living in France somewhere, maybe vice versa, and he drives in his car, shares his thoughts, then he helps a friend renovate a house, then he does all sorts of random things. And my sister was busy watching this video of him one day when I popped in by her, and she said, you know what, I think you should start a YouTube channel, I think you'll be amazing at it. And I'm like, what? Madness. And so I've given it some thought, like, what would I even have to say? What would I talk about? Like, I feel like I've got nothing. My God, I wish you could see this view. I wish I had better telephoto equipment to show you what I'm seeing at the moment. Gordons Bay Beach. Don't know if you can see that. Oh, wow. Table Mountain up ahead. So anyway, so I was toying around with the idea, thinking, yeah, like, what even, like, it would be the most boring shit. Who would watch that? And then I realized my sister watches this guy, and not to show any disrespect to him, but it's just a normal guy living life, you know, just doing normal everyday stuff. There's no fancy editing, no. He's not a doctor, he's not Dr. Peterson or Dr. Andrew Huberman or any of those amazing minds. He just shares day-to-day life. And then think I've forgotten about it. By that time I didn't have the action cam, the DJI right now, that I have now. And then my nephew, my second eldest sister's son, Henky, shout out Henky, awe bra. He just randomly one day, he said, dude, yeah, we dude, sorry, when we together, the boys. He's like, dude, you would be amazing if you start a YouTube channel. And I was like, dude. Yeah. Sorry, just adjusting the camera. I was like, dude. And the moment he said that, it's almost like something clicked. I'm like, if Henky feels that way, and Henky's much more like, we are 5 years apart. Are we going? I first want to get the story out of the way so you can enjoy the views. So we're 5 years apart, and he's one of my favorite human beings on this planet. He's probably the funniest guy I know. I love him with all my heart. Him and Bobby, my youngest sisters, this is now my sister who told me about the YouTube channel thing at first. So her son Bobby, we always have boys' nights and we get along like best friends. And Hinky said, I think you should start a YouTube channel. And I was like, once again, like, you know what do I have to say? And he said, just do it, dude, just start, just do something, you know, find your niche inside there. And I mean, I've always loved creating. I love music, I love writing songs, I love writing poetry, stories, love being creative in any form or fashion, even carpentry. And then I thought, you know what? He and my sister might have a point. So, what do we have to lose? Here we are. Alright, here comes the new path through the very new, not so new, but you can see the trees are still young. The new pine forest, and I'm excited to show you this. There's a few jeep track crossings, so always need to watch out for it. Whoop. Jeep crossing. What I don't understand is how these freaking Red Bull athletes fly down these berms. And I want to use them as a ramp. Go overboard. Oh, my second. Oh, this spot is beautiful. Yeah, so thanks for coming along with that, seeing that. It's beautiful. I remember the old route being slightly longer Slightly longer, but that's delicious. Pelesus. I got chills, hoop sweat, swamp pass, bitch at me, ooh. Mandy Brooks, so hot, love her. Humidity raking on my mind. Get a little tipsy, I'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah, so the handlebar mount would not have worked here. No way. I would have had beautiful footage of my front wheel on the gravel only. That's shaky as shit. Fast as fluff, boy. I expected the Rocky Mountains to be more rocky than this. That John Denver is full of shit. What movie? Please don't dance with me, humidity raking on my mind. Get a little tipsy, I'll be fine. Yeah. Is it crazy or is it just ADHD? That's the question. this what they had in mind when they spoke about slow TV? Loosen your grip. Put a smile on your face, boy. You got this. Hi guys.
Hi.
Thank you.
Sure.
Enjoy. It's nice to mingle with these laid-back country folk, ain't it here? I'm gonna use that one every video. You're really doing it though, hey buddy! Oh. Taking the challenging bit. Let's do it. Rocky Gardens. Oop. Are we taking green? Sure, yes. Keeping green. I'm so thankful for technology and human ingenuity and engineering to make toys like this that big boys can play with. It's incredible. So thankful for decent brakes on a mountain bike. Thankful, grateful for Titan Racing with their drone elite bike. So my third mountain bike ever. My first two were basically for commuting, not for trails at all. They were rigid frames. My third bike was a softtail, sorry. And when I switched to Titan Racing, this bike, I was not expecting this flow. I was very spoilt in starting my trails on a soft tail, and then when I got to this bike, I was very, very impressed with how smooth it runs. I suppose I expected ruptured prostates and whatnot, especially coming from rigid frames before then. But this bike is amazing. Not to mention sexy. Idea for AI probably already exists, but I can imagine this commentary could be annoying for some people. Just have a editing feature that says commentary off or on, whichever you prefer. or panting off. I mean, I was panting like a mother fluffer up Lion's Head the other day, and I had the camera on the action stick. What do you call it? Selfie stick, I guess. Imagine going up there with a chest strap. With the camera right below my mouth. Or that will just be my new fitness goals, to do that Terminator training. Can't remember the actor's name, man. Flip, he's amazing. The guy who played the first Terminator, the cyborg. Not Schwarzenegger. The guy who did his cardio so he could run full speed with a closed mouth. So my goal would be to get so fit to run up Lion's Head without breathing at all. Just one breath up and down, and then dead. Now look at that view. So going along that ridge of mountains, that bit of forest, there's I think that's Bakwena Spa, if I'm not mistaken, Manganani maybe even. Then over there, down that hill, ridge, down the hill, Hazendal, and then back home. Time now is 10:59. I have an hour. I should do it. Quick cold plunge at home. Imagine being that guy at a party with a DJI strapped to his chest. Should I do that? How's it, guys? How's it? Everybody's at their best behavior because they know they'll be exposed. I love this camera. Thank you, Kimi. I love this camera. Love it. There's a slight but. Not a big one. Just like for an additional. Like how awesome would it have been to have another one that has a superior, like a zoom function, that I can take extra bits of footage like those ocean and mountain shots from earlier. I see so many falcons on this route as well. Would love to just stop and take a bit of footage of them, pop it in there. Oh, how cool would that be? But I would swap this camera for nothing. And soon I'll have full skill set to make the most out of all of them. All of the footage, all the settings. For now, this thing does an amazing job. Love this, love this. We're stopping in some shade. Oh, look at this mushroom. Look at that thing. I think I just pollinated myself. Stop recording. Another pee-pee break. Last segment. This is also beautifully flowy, also one of my favorite bits. It's this little patch, I think it's not even 40 meters long, through a little bit of a thickening. They've also had to chop most of those trees down, I suppose, due to either old age or disease. Oh, oh, oh. Up, up. But even now, still, you feel like a Red Bull athlete when you go through there. It's like whoa, whoa. I'll give you the heads up when it comes. I'll say, here it comes. Still a while. I know, I'm a wuss. Scaredy cat. I know. That's okay. I fractured my skull and broken a collarbone before off a mountain bike, so I'm okay with not being a daredevil. Birds. She's delicious though. So fun. Whoa. Oh, I remember my very first route here. Very first time checking out these routes. That same day that I walked up Killer. Old mountain bike's chain fell off at this corner. And it was like dusk and I had no idea where I was going. Okay, here comes that little path. Almost. And here we go. Wee. Oh, it's delicious! Whoa! Woo! Oh my word! I feel like Danny McCaskill or Brendan Semenuk. I know I'm not. Imagine what they must feel like. Oh shit. Oh shit. And single trail has come to an end. Woo boy. Cast this fluff boy. Oh, that's nice. Man. I don't think there's any way you can capture that on video compared to what it feels like to ride it. Just checking my rear view, rear wheel, that's good. Sometimes a bit of play on that wheel. Jump! 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 Oh, that's good. Two hours, 5 minutes. I remember the times I could do this in an hour and a half, like quickly before sunset. It's like, okay, yeah, hour and a half before sunset, let's go. grateful for those breaks. World class. I mean, as I said earlier, I would love to have had the skills to be like these Red Bull canyon droppers. Imagine, that would be amazing. But, tiny but, those guys aren't there for the views. And I have to say, I am really enjoying the view. Oh, it's so great to just stop and look around, just breathe, just be still, just take it in. Yeah, I have to admit, I went over the bar cycling from work one day, end of 2020, as if the year hasn't been challenging enough. Went over the bar, fell on my face, no helmet. Fractured my skull. Real tough time. Fortunately I got off very lightly. Very thankful for not. That's it. Thankful for not getting off worse. But it took a while to gain confidence back on the bike. And now I'm feeling it. I used to be very nervous going back on the trails after that. And strange thing is, the accident didn't even happen on trails. It happened on tar. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off now. Thanks for joining. See you next time.